Hi everyone, this is Stephanie Miller, and I am doing a book review for the book Rethinking Education in the Age of Technology: The Digital Revolution and Schooling in America. This book was written by Alan Collins and Richard Halverson. A little bit about the authors before we get into the book itself. Alan Collins has been in the field of education for over 30 years. He is a professor of education at Northwestern University, and he is a co-director with Jan Hawkins of the U.S. Department of Education Center from 1991 through 1994. Richard Halverson has also been in the field of education for a very long time, over 20 years. He was a former high school teacher and administrator in suburban Chicago, and he is currently a professor in educational leadership and policy analysis at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. This book was published in 2009 by the Teachers College Press in New York, New York. So, the digital revolution. Are we as educators and as parents, some of us, ready for this shift in learning, really? When I first got the book, I thought I would be more focused on the uses of technology in the classroom, how students use it, the benefits. But I quickly found out that the book was more about a compare and contrast about previous learning to the shift to technology in the classroom. But it doesn't focus as much as I had thought about the different types of technology that are using and how they can benefit the students. I was expecting a little bit more of that, but it was more of um, a compare and contrast about the benefits of technology or the harmful effects of technology. So it kind of gave you an insight into both of those aspects of technology in the classroom and in the world altogether. So are we ready for this digital revolution as teachers and as parents? Um, the book goes into detail how this is the second educational revolution in 200 years. We went from what was, an apprenticeship to a universal schooling 200 years ago, where students sat in classrooms and sat in seats and listened to lectures all the time. And to very recently, really, that's the type of learning many of us experienced when we were in school. But now there's been the shift to a technology-driven education focus. And it's bringing challenges to school. The technology in school is bringing challenges because we've got a lot of educators who are either not willing to make that shift in education or don't know how. And these students are learning how to use all of this technology outside of the classroom, really. And that is the shift of the world today. It is a technology driven world, and these students and children really do need to learn how to use these technologies in the correct manner. So it's kind of become a students, schools, and educators versus the technology companies. Many schools with higher um, income population are the ones getting the best technology. So those students are advancing. You're seeing the schools with lower incomes or with less funding struggling in that aspect. Technology companies are going to the highest bidder, and really it comes down to money. Who can give them the most money? The schools with the most money. In the past, education was, for a public good with equal access to all, and now it's kind of become an up for sale to those who can afford it. And much, like I said, much of the education is happening outside of the classroom, where these students and children can access those technologies and learn outside of the classroom what they want to learn. So, how education is changing. I've kind of discussed this, but the author goes in to discuss um, the fact that students are deciding what they want to learn and how they want to learn it. If they're not learning how to play a video game or how to get on the internet and search for things that they like to search, they're doing that outside of the classroom. Many students are expressing that in the classroom they're bored. The stuff that they're learning is irrelevant to them. It doesn't um, have anything to do with the real world. So a lot of students are learning what they want outside of the classroom. There's much higher standards today for your K through 12 students, and it's what the authors call an information revolution. The information revolution is, all these students have personal computers. They're playing video games. They're using the internet. They have cell phones. They are in a digital world where they can communicate instantaneously with whoever they want, which is a big change from what we knew. So the authors go on to break up the book into the skeptics or enthusiasts for technology. Now, the skeptics kind of believe that there is an incompatibility between technology and schooling today. They don't think that there is any educational benefit or educational shift in having these students focused on technology and learning technology. Now, your enthusiasts agree that education is changing, and in order to stay relevant, we must change as well. And that means learning this technology and teaching it to the students for the future. The authors don't discredit the skeptics. They hope to, but they do hope, you can tell throughout the reading, that they do help to convince readers of the opportunities and value of of technology and learning. So their point of view, as much as they try not to, is more shifted towards convincing the reader that technology is a benefit for students. So moving forward, a few of the chapters in the book are the development of American schooling. The authors go into detail of how education became about in the United States. Again, it went from those three eras of apprenticeship to universal schooling, now to lifelong learning. The Seeds of a New System in Education focuses on planting the seeds of technology in the education world. The three areas of education, which I again just spoke about, the apprenticeship, universal schooling, lifelong learning, it breaks down each of those eras of education in the United States, in America, and with a lot more focus on the lifelong learning, which is where we are now. And then they go in to talk about what may be lost and what may be gained by this shift in technology. For many educators who have been in the field for a while, coping with these new technologies isn't easy, or learning to use these technologies or learning to teach how to use these new technologies isn't an easy shift. But understanding the technologies that are driving the revolution, this technological revolution, is key and is extremely important. The author breaks it down that in order to effectively incorporate technology into schools, the educators must understand these technologies. And that means that it's customization, and that means that you're provided knowledge that they want when they want it. That is a key to technology. Students can learn what they want when they want it outside of the classroom. It doesn't have to just be inside the classroom. Interaction. They can interact with anyone around the world, really, and get immediate feedback on information that they're looking for. And learn and control. They are in charge of their own learning whenever possible. So they feel an ownership to their learning. And this new technology is linking the world of media and learning together. It gives the opportunity for new teaching and new learning, and as well as organizing how students and teachers interact. So all in all, this means that, everyone should, I guess not must, but should embrace technology in order to guide the future. We know that this is the way the world is going, and it's important for us to move on with the times and adapt to that. And for parents, you should encourage and join in with your children. If it's pick up a remote control, play a video game, get on the internet with them and help them search for things that they are interested in. Encourage them and join them. It's a shift from all the time, read to your your child every night, though you still definitely should read it to them every night. Maybe learning technology along with your student or your child should be something you incorporate as well. So, with all that said, after reading the book, again, I thought when I first chose this book, I thought it was going to be more focused on the technologies in the classroom, how to use them, instead of a compare and contrast about past schooling and current schooling with technology in the classroom. I enjoyed the book. I thought it had a lot of good points. I didn't totally agree with the author in every aspect of it, as far as that all learning should be done outside of the classroom. Students are learning everything that they need. I understand that, but I do think that there it needs to be a type of traditional learning still going on within the classroom. Though it definitely should be taught with the use of technology, and students should be taught how to use the technology. I don't think we can completely forget and push aside the way schooling used to be. There's still, I believe, standards still need to be there. I believe, written assignments still need to be part of education. So I did enjoy the book, but I don't 100% agree with the author, but I do think they have a lot of good points. I definitely think it's something you should all read. I think it's a good read. And I feel like the authors both did a very good job of really not appearing as advocates or opponents of technologies. You can kind of, towards the end of the book, see their shift into like the advocates for the technology, but they do a very good job of staying neutral and unbiased and just looking at both sides of it. So, again, I would recommend this book. This was Rethinking Education in the Age of Technology: The Digital Revolution and Schooling in America. Thank you.